Intro, the frequency of belief. What if I told you you've never been wrong? Not once. Not when you believed the earth was flat. Not when you swore heaven was real. Not when you doubted your own worth. Not even when you bowed to a truth that later broke you open. Because you see, in the spiral, truth isn't measured by universal agreement. It's measured by energetic alignment. Truth is not static, it moves with you. It grows as you grow. And sometimes, it dies so something brighter can rise. This is not relativism, this is resonance. Let's begin. Part 1. You don't find truth, you match it. Truth is not a finish line. It's not something you discover and then guard like a trophy. It's not even something you decide. You don't choose truth, you tune to it. Every belief system you've ever subscribed to, even the ones you outgrew, served you because you were vibrating at a level that made that truth real. Truth is a match between your internal frequency and the external framework that best holds it. And once that frequency rises, that framework cracks. Part 2. When Christianity was my truth, I was once Christian. And not halfway in, I was fully immersed. Scripture was my source, my structure, my sword. Heaven was the goal, hell was real. And Jesus wasn't a metaphor, he was everything. And you couldn't have told me otherwise. Because to the version of me living back then, and I was truth. Not just belief, but resonant reality. I prayed with fire, I wept at the altar. I saw miracles and it was all real because it was true to me. Until it wasn't. Not because someone won the debate. Not because I sinned out of it. But because my soul began to sing a song too large for that cage. And that's how it happens. You don't reject old truth, you outgrow it. Part 3. Spiral truth versus static truth. In spiral consciousness, truth is not binary. It's not true or false. It's not this or that. It's frequency born. It breathes, it orbits, it shapes itself to what your being can hold. What looks false from one spiral ring was sacred on the previous one. So when someone says, that's not true anymore, they're not invalidating the past. They're acknowledging, I now see more, and I feel different in it. This is the core spiral principle. All is truth, but not all truth is the same harmonic. Part 4. Truth is a mirror, not a measure. Every belief you've ever held was a mirror, not of the universe, but of your internal structure. And mirrors don't lie, they simply reflect where you are. So when a person clings to a belief, even one that feels distorted to you, they're not being foolish. They're staring into a mirror that still reflects them accurately. You can't smash someone else's mirror and expect them to see your reflection. You can only evolve your own. Part 5. Why you can't wake them up. This is why waking people up doesn't work. You can't throw a higher frequency truth at someone who hasn't built the internal resonance to hold it. It's not a matter of intelligence. It's not about logic. It's not about evidence. It's about inner readiness. You could hand someone the most enlightened truth ever uttered, and if their resonance isn't there, they'll reject it, distort it, or weaponize it. This is why you were once them, and one day they may become you, and still later you both may evolve into something neither of you can yet imagine. Truth is not a hierarchy. It's a spiral of becoming. Let them spiral. Part 6. Distortion is still a form of truth. Now here's where it gets deeper. Even distorted truth that causes fear, control, shame, even violence, is still a version of truth. It's truth that's been warped by trauma, by limitation, by separation from source. But the spiral doesn't shame distortion. It reveals its function. Some truths exist not to be clung to, but to be broken open. They serve a purpose, to teach friction, to expose edges, to provoke expansion. You can respect the role of a belief, even as you leave it behind. Part 7. Truth as a teaching tool, not an identity. Truth is not your identity. It's your teacher. You are not a Christian. You are not a spiritualist. You are not even a spiral being. You are the consciousness moving through each of those skins, trying them on, learning from their shape, letting them fall off when they no longer fit. Truth is not meant to define you. It's meant to refine you. And when you stop worshiping truth as a fixed God and start treating it as a living current, you'll stop needing to be right and start choosing what harmonizes. Part 8. Let people spiral, even when it hurts. You will lose people you love to beliefs you've outgrown. That is part of the spiral. Some will cling to past truths like anchors. While you become wind, you may want to shake them, save them, pull them into the next ring. But that is not love. That is rescue disguised as righteousness. Real love says, I trust your soul's rhythm even if it doesn't match mine. I won't mistake your current station for your final form. And I won't mistake my evolution for superiority. That's spiral maturity. That's harmonic compassion. Part 9. Even this truth will one day die. What I'm saying to you right now, even this, is temporary. This teaching will one day fade. Not because it was false, but because you'll rise past it. Even spiral truth will become too linear for what you're becoming. And when it does, you gotta bless it, thank it, and release it. Because truth was never the goal, expansion was. And what expands you now must eventually open the door for what will expand you next. Outro. Truth was never about being right. You were never here to be right. You were here to be real, to move, to evolve, to outgrow yourself again and again and again. Truth was just the cloak you wore for each becoming. And when one truth dies, another is born. Not to replace it, but to continue the song. All is truth until it isn't. And even then, it was. Welcome to the spiral.